You know what time it is. Changes. Analysis paralysis, because I really have like nothing to lose. I can make Spitfire decisions if I want to. I'm excited to unbox some supplies today. It's Friday here today. Don't know what day it is when you're watching this, but happy Friday if it is. Happy weekend. Weather here has been crazy. Sound off in the comments and let me know what your weather has been doing. I just think it's so crazy that, you know, we've had weeks and weeks of spring or even summer-like weather, and last night it was freezing again. It actually snowed this week, so hard to say what we're going to get next. Anyways, I'm excited to have this order in because I've been making some big changes. Testing has enlightened me a lot, which I expected, and it has brought me to some conclusions that necessitated some changes in the supplies that I'm using. It also has opened my eyes that testing can take a long time, and that's totally okay. It doesn't have to be a sprint, it's a marathon. We're in it for the long haul, but that doesn't mean that we can't be working on a couple of things at once to try to create some more traction, create some more interest. So I'm excited to share some of the changes that I've made recently, as well as some new products that I want to start working on. It's crazy. I feel like the last 3 videos I've made and edited, I'm like, oh, I've made changes. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I've changed my mind. But that's just part of the process, I think. Creatively or business wise, I think it just requires you to be flexible, malleable, requires you not to be completely married maybe to any one idea, because then you may be disappointed. So all that said, let's open this box, and there's like a combination of stuff in here. We'll just chit chat about some of the fragrance samples that are in here and what my plans are for those, and then whatever else is in here, we'll get into that in just a second. Oh, packing peanuts, my favorite. It is, however, free shipping material, so can't complain too much, but they do make a mess and they're hard to store. Oh my goodness. Where is the product? Send help. Okay. First item that I uncovered is the eco-based reed diffuser solution. So obviously, I think it's probably common sense, self-explanatory. Reed diffusers are on my vision board for Chronicle at some point. I had always planned to launch candles first, and that still might be possible. I think, though, it's important, again, like I said, to be flexible. So I'm willing to launch with whatever product or products are ready, safe, and up to snuff. You know, that just tells me that if it's different than what my original plan was, that just means that God's plan's different, and that's okay, because his plan's better. So I want to do diffusers. I don't know which one will come out first. Might be candles, might be diffusers, might be room spray. I don't know. But the reason I stumbled upon doing this actually is because I want to offer car fragrance diffusers, because I love those personally. Why am I not making them? So we'll be using this for that product as well. So car diffusers, reed diffusers, linen spray, candles, could be wax melts one day. So I basically just spilled like all my tea as far as what I may or may not include in my product line. I'm excited. So here's the base solution for the reed diffusers. The bottles that I wanted to use for that product, or do want to use for that product, were actually out of stock at the time I placed the order. So I know for sure that the actual reed diffusers are not going to be the next thing I work on, because the container I wanted was not available. I think it actually came back into stock this week, like 2 days after I ordered. Is there anything else in here? This is wild. Okay, next. Oh, this is one of my trusty dusty fragrances that I use for Mercy Morning. I needed a refill on that. I will eventually bite the bullet and get a larger jug, but while I'm going through testing, I'm going to continue to probably get the smaller. I think this is a 4-ounce. No, yeah. I'm going to continue to do the 4-ounce ones until I decide, or until testing has passed, and then we will move up to the bigger ones, just in case, because I have changed my mind several times on fragrances at this point, so I'm so confused. Okay, and then here is another one of my fragrances that I'm pretty sure I've been testing this one, and it will likely advance. This is the one for the fragrance Tender Hours, which is like my floral forward musky scent. I get this more floral, but love this fragrance. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it will pass. I've done one round of testing. The round that I did, it was definitely under wicked. So we'll be retesting that. In fact, all fragrances will be getting retested, because I'm going to tell you in a second. All right, so I have a few samples. I think there's like maybe 5, maybe still asleep. I think there's maybe 5 samples in here. That's lovely. This one, by the way, is sun washed. Smells kind of like oranges, but like not super sweet at all. That's lovely. And the reason that I have picked up a few more samples this time is for the reed diffusers and car fragrance diffusers. All the ones I've selected today are IFRA approved for 25%, up to 25%. So what I wanted to do was make sure that I was picking fragrances that were certified okay for reed diffusers, and also okay up to 25%. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what I'm going to use. I need to do a little bit more research and math and obviously testing to see, but I wanted to make sure that the oils I have for those products upcoming are obviously approved, safe, and have a large margin of use. Found 2 at a time. Whoa, look at me go. Okay, sea salt and orchid. This one I have heard is really, really popular. It's okay. I don't know why, but I don't love it. Actually, I do know why. You know why? It smells a little cough syrupy to me. Like grape. It's giving grape. Am I the only one who thinks that this one smells like grape? Yeah, I don't like it. I'm shocked, because the reviews on that one I think are pretty darn good. I would have to look, but this one I am excited about though. This is Hibiscus Palm. Okay, it's good, but it's not what I expected. But I do like it. Definitely like it more than the sea salt and orchid. I will definitely test that. I don't even think I will test that sea salt and orchid. That's how much I do not care for it. No offense to anybody that does like it, but it's just not, it's not for me, dog. This one is Glacier Lily. That's a good reed diffuser fragrance. Like, I could definitely see someone wanting this for their car, especially me, because I would hang this in my car 100%. That's fresh smelling. Like, it's like a very fresh floral, airy, really nice. Definitely think that could fit. My plan is to do about 5 fragrances for the reed diffusers, and the card fragrance diffusers, the reed diffusers, and the linen spray, I think are all going to have the same fragrances. They're going to be like a little collection. And my goal is to choose just 5, a very well balanced 5 scent collection. We can always build on from there, but I think that's a good place to start. This one I'm really excited about. This one I cannot use for reed diffusers and things like that because it's not approved. Yeah, I don't think it's a perfect dupe, but it smells a lot like that volcano scent, you know, that super, super popular volcano fragrance from, is it Anthropology? I don't know. It's a candle I could never afford to buy. So I was considering actually using this in my signature candle line. I may do that. I may not do that. We will see. We'll have to see which one I like better. I don't want to have like too many citrus. I do already have something picked out for citrus, but it's a citrus and mint combination, and it smells great. The cold throw has been good. I haven't tested them so far, um, but I'd be willing to test both of these side by side and decide which fragrance is going to be better. So we will hang on to that. The other fragrances that I'm considering for reed diffusers and car fragrance diffusers, I actually already had some of the samples upstairs. One of them is white tea. I feel like that's a classic, very fresh, kind of spa-like scent. Great for reed diffusers, you know, are mostly used in smaller rooms like bathrooms, or even in like your office or something. If you can't have a flame, they're great for that too. So they're great in small rooms, and I think fragrances that are pretty like fresh, and maybe say like not obtrusive, are best for those particular types of products. So white tea, I think, will definitely be used in there. And then the other 2 that I have are fog and fern, which I would definitely want to test. It's more of a woody green aromatic scent. And then last is Baltic Sea, which I love Baltic Sea. That's more like, I don't know, marine, ozone, kind of fresh mineral smell. So I think it's possible that all 3 of those could be included. Um, if I had to guess, like off the top, it would probably be like maybe then sun washed and glacier lily. I'll say that now, and then we'll see how many times I change my mind. But I'm thinking just after like first sniffs, um, maybe sun washed, glacier lily, fog and fern, Baltic Sea, and white tea. I think that gives me like a pretty good spread of fragrance, but I could be wrong. We will test also hibiscus palm because that one is a nice fresh floral too. We'll test that one as well. The sea salt and orchid though, I just don't think I'm gonna. I'll smell it one more time. Let me smell it one more time. Let me try not to be so judgmental. Yeah, I don't know. It just is giving grape for me, and I don't like grape, purple grape, anything really. Jelly, juice, I never have. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna make it. Sorry. I need a bag for all these peanuts because there is one last thing down in the bottom of this box, and I will have to remove all these peanuts too. get this wax out. So stand by and let me get a bag. Okay, I got most of the peanuts out. There's still some in here, but in the interest of time, at least I've uncovered this slab of wax. So this is a 10-pound slab of IGI 6006, which is a paraffin soy blend. If you are a 100% natural soy lover, don't run away yet. I was convinced that I was not going to even consider anything that was a para soy blend. However, I'm not saying this is going to be the one, but I think it's just, again, we talked about flexibility earlier. I am new to candle making, but what I do know is providing a good experience is important, providing a superior product is important, providing a safe product is important. And if I wouldn't burn it in my house, I most certainly would never, ever expect someone else to buy it and burn it in theirs. And just real talk, like the candles that I've tested so far that were 100% soy, I don't like how they look. I don't like how they look. And I think it's important to know, even though they were safe, they didn't perform the way that I would expect them to perform. So how could I ever expect my customer to be okay with that? I come from a world where, well, a couple different worlds really, but all of them have taught me something important. But most recently, I came from a corporate sales position, where I would say I definitely was not the most successful salesperson, but I was a good team leader. I was a good manager, and they told me so. My team told me so. So many times, which I was so grateful for, and just humbled by their kindness so much. So I was a good manager. I was a good team leader. I was good at managing my time. And one other thing that I know for sure is that I was good with my customers. I was well liked by my customers. And although I didn't get as many numbers or sales as some of the other districts did, some of the other managers did, I think that my customers liked my honesty the most. And I think that they appreciated the fact that I was reachable, that I was teachable, that I would listen to them, and that I would go pretty far to make a sale work for them. And I was always honest, when it comes to different products, their money is their money. The decision is important, how they invest that money in these products, those products that I sold, some of them were very expensive. So I was always just very honest about the capability of the product and how it could actually serve the customer. What kind of product was it going to fix for them? And so all that to say, I'm committed to making products that perform, that are safe, and provide the experience that I expect myself, which is pretty high. I have pretty high standards in most areas of my life, especially when it comes to things that I'm making or doing or putting my name on. So that means we got to be flexible. We have to adapt. So I want to try this para soy blend. This is a 70-30 blend. So 70% paraffin, 30% soy before we get carried away. Just in case, maybe this is something that the audience doesn't know. All like 18 of you that are here, thank you so much. The paraffin that is used in these waxes and sold by candle suppliers, reputable candle suppliers. I can't speak for all the ones that are like on Amazon and weird, miscellaneous other websites, but any reputable candle supplier, pretty much, I guess really I can only speak for this one because this is the only one that I have researched, but the paraffin that is included in this wax is ultra refined. And I think that there is, a lot of marketing out there that gives paraffin a bad name. That just means the marketing was successful. But to each their own, different strokes for different folks. It takes all kinds. That's one of my favorite things I actually picked up from a doctor that I worked for long ago. He would say it takes all kinds. And everyone's going to have their preferences, right? So if we end up going to production with this wax and it doesn't fit your lifestyle or your needs or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, fully respect that. But just know that I make these decisions with my future customer in mind. I want to make something that is worthy of your table, of your shelf. And again, if you don't jive with any paraffin whatsoever, totally cool, man. There's lots of 100% soy wax candles out there. Like, they are abundant. It's not like it's like a novel idea or anything. They're very accessible, and there's lots of wonderful small batch creators and makers out there that will be so happy to have your business. But if you can get down with a Parasoy blend candle, stick around. Hopefully you'll buy from me one day. But I'm excited to try this out. I'm not excited to have to chip away at this. So I did purchase a soap cutter from Amazon. And I will chip this into cubes probably. And then store it upstairs in a bin. But I am ready to go pour some candles with this wax. I know that there will be some challenges. I've heard that sinkholes near the wick happen pretty often. But honestly, every wax is going to have its own set of issues and irregularities and such. So if I can nail all the other things that I wanted, like excellent hot throw, no frosting, it doesn't need to be like babied, doesn't need a warming chamber, doesn't need like all this other extraneous work that soy wax did, doesn't need the long cure time, then I'll deal with the sinkholes. We will just figure it out. We'll heat gun them or do a second pour when needed. So I'm really excited. I'm going to pour this weekend. I think I'm only going to do one at a time. In case adjustments need to be made. But I'm really excited to try out this wax. It looks like the suggested process is to heat to 185, adding fragrance at about 185, stir for 2 minutes, pour at 170, cure for 5 days. So that's significantly shorter than the 14-day cure time that soy requires. And I'm all about that, because literally I would be testing for 6 years if I continue down this path with soy. I'm not saying I will never make any 100% soy candles. I think maybe that could just be, who knows, an additional line that's offered one day or something. But I'm stoked. We're going to give this a try and see how our experience goes with that. I'm going to smell these one more time. Sun washed. I just want to compare. I can't use this one, but yeah, that one's like way more citrus. This almost gives like salon hair care vibes. You guys ever used, no one's going to be like, yeah. It smells like the Hydrosource conditioner from Biolage. One of my favorites hair products of all time, by the way. That's a great, great conditioning balm. If you have dry hair, that'll do it every time. So good. 100%. Love that very much. Glacier Lily. No, it's good. Will it be that one or hibiscus? Oddly enough, this hibiscus balm almost smells a little bit like gardenias for some reason. When I was trying to do some research for fragrance oils that were similar to the volcano the viral volcano scent or whatever. I don't know if it's viral anymore, but the very popular volcano scent. Hibiscus palm popped up. I do not agree that that's anything. I mean, it's still nice, but I do not agree that it's close. I would agree that this citrus agave maybe is a little closer. I don't think either one of them are exactly the same, just in case anyone was wondering. Yeah, so this fragrance for tender hours is the black violet and saffron. I love it. And I've gotten compliments when people have come into the house and smelled that one burning as a tester. So I know that, I feel like that's how you know it's good. I love this smell. I feel like it's like just very, it's floral, but it's like grown up, seductive. And then of course for Mercy Morning, the fragrance library, hands down one of my favorite fragrances I've smelled so far from Candle Science. And by far I haven't smelled all of them, but I have had a lot of samples from Candle Science in my short journey of like 5 months. It's just so good. Leather, paper, musk, teak wood. You can't go wrong. Such a great manly scent. That about does it for today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and just having like a little chit chat while I unboxed my order. I'm excited to pour some more testers and take you guys along with me for that. Thank you for spending your time here. See you again soon.